Yep. What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday. Now, if you're watching this after this live stream has already finished, then feel free to skip forward a little bit to the content, because obviously we're just waiting for this to start and my viewers to arrive. Let's go on here, start stream. Okay, that's active. Select stream. What's going on, Larry? How's it going, my friend? So, what have we got on the bench today? This is a JL Audio 400 slash, no, excuse me. This is a 300/4 by the looks of things. Cameras, let's get all these lined up. Yeah, it's good. Yep. Scope cam. And MIDI to key. Start, and then I can go like that with the hat cam. Yeah, boy. How's everyone been so far? How was everyone's week? What have you been up to this weekend? Give me a shout, let me know. What's going on, Charles? What's going on, Pradeep? Wind and wildfire, is that in Australia? There's been some pretty big winds in Australia, hey? Uh-oh, we have toasted power supply in this 400/ what is it? 300/4 V2. Okay. No drama llama. We can fix this. 13 BTR. What's going on, bro? What's going on, William? So should I make, I know a lot of people said I should like call out in my Discord or something when I'm going live. So should I just do that? Can I open Discord and be like, yo, so it's done now. Let's get Samovo2 in here if he fancies it. Just jumped on live. General banter. I should do repair advice, classified stream announcements. Just jumped on live! Exclamation mark. Should I do like at everyone? Probably not. Looks a bit dark, doesn't it, in here today for some reason? Brighten that up a little bit. It's a bit better. Green bass boosts. Finally caught a live stream at the start. You did indeed. Well done. This has pink markings by the FETs. That's pretty cool. That's from factory, that is, by the looks of things. This has a dead power supply, so I'm just going to real quick check to see whether any of the output FETs are shorted. Okay, not getting any dead output FETs, so I wonder why the power supply gave up. A little bit unusual. Mr. Barlow, how's it going? Good to see you here, friend. It's a lovely day today in the UK. I shouldn't really be doing a live stream. Ah, is today going to be one of the days where my camera decides to not want to work properly? It's done this a few times while I was setting up. Oh, there we go again. Okay. What to do about that? Why is it doing that today? Well, at least it doesn't mess up the mic. Why you are problem today, huh? Why you are problem today? It's telling you to have a glass of wine in the garden. Yeah, it's not quite warm enough for that yet. It's like 13 degrees Celsius. It's quite nice and sunny, and it's quite warm out the front of my house where I get all the sun in the afternoon. Steve says, yeah, the camera says today's a Sunday. Yeah. Now we're going to persist. Got a few things here to get through, so. After Paul Daniel's stream, your stream. What's Paul Daniel? I've heard of his name before. I haven't watched any of his content. So with this just being a power supply failure, I suspect I can just repair it like this without taking the whole thing out of the case here, because I can get to both sides of the PCB, so there's no reason not to really. Yep. Hello from NZ at 3 AM. What are you doing up at 3 AM, bro? Oh, it does software called Flex Board View. That's pretty sick. Oh yeah, that's where I've heard his name before, from Rossman streams and stuff. Any update on Friday's Orion amp? So yeah, Friday's Orion amp, I was messing around with it for a bit. Actually, did I do it on stream? Yeah, I did it on stream. Yeah, I finished it off on stream. I just literally took the audio signal in the preamp from somewhere that it was good at a good amplitude and just injected it into some resistors just before the Class D drive circuit. So we didn't find where the issue was, but I just injected some, I just sort of made a connection from part of the preamp circuit after all the filters. So the preamp circuit still works perfectly, like all the low pass filter, high pass filter, subsonic, phase, slave, master, all that, everything works perfectly in the preamp circuit. I just took a bit of the audio in the preamp from a location where it was good and strong and being affected by all the filters, and just bridged it over to a resistor just before the Class D drive circuit, and yeah, it works absolutely fine. So it's not one that's worth spending like absolutely hours on to try and find the issue, if we can just do that and have it function fine. It's 2 PM here in the UK. Yes, we absolutely have got to get DS18 to send me one of those head units. We'll have a look at those on the internet in a little bit. Looks really interesting, kind of similar vibes to the Taramps one, but with a lot better control and stuff. I wonder how I reach out to DS18. Jerry ain't loud works for them. I could start off by sending him a message, I guess. I also sent a message to the company that makes the thermal imaging cameras that we were looking at before on the last stream, the little USB-C ones. I want to see if they're going to sponsor me a really cool little thermal imager, because my thermal imager absolutely sucks. It's rubbish. They said music. Well, see, Sundays for me are the days where it makes most sense to work, because obviously I work from home, right? So during the week, everyone else is at work and at school and stuff. So that's when everywhere's quiet. So that's when I can relax. That's when it's best for me to go out. But in the weekends, when everyone else is out and busy and the world is busy, it's best for me just to stay in the workshop, get some stuff done. Can get my iron underneath the board to that trace there. There we go. Yeah, I always take my days off during the week, because that's when I can go out places that are pretty quiet and or just relax. But weekends, the world is busy, so I might as, you know, the outside is busy, lots of people everywhere, so might as well just get some work done. That's a good shout, 666, because then you can find a lot of reduced stuff, because they will have reduced all of the kind of slightly going out of date stuff by the most margin at the last hour of being open. I love a good I love a good discount bin, today's date kind of vibe. Because I'm not super fussy with like dates on foods and stuff. If it's like the day or a couple of days out, if it looks fine, it smells fine, it'll be fine. So now I get no energy when I'm alone. I love being by myself. Like I am not I'm not an introvert. I love people. I love the company of people. Makes me happy. But I also just really like my own company. I'm very good by myself. What's going on, David? Just waiting patiently on the new Xplod video. What's the new Xplod video? What new Xplod? What, have they released a new sub? But it's dangerous for someone to live with their mind alone. Depends on the person, I think. I'd be fine living by myself. Like, I'd always be inviting people over and stuff. I'd always be like seeing people. I'd have a great social life. So I wouldn't be like forever alone. Alright, is that good enough to get some new FETs through? Possibly, we'll see. Have you ever worked on one of those Moscone 1000 watt monoblocks? I've worked on, I think, one of the miniature Moscone things. I think it was like a little 500 watt or something, miniature amp. Don't know if I've worked on any of the 1000 watt ones, but it's probably a very similar circuit. Of course I remember playing with the old Xplod. That was years ago. I don't have any plans to do any other videos like that. I don't even have any Xplods anymore. Now, from here it doesn't look like any current made its way down the gate resistors. So the drivers might be okay. Let's have a read of the drivers, sorry, of the gate resistors on the multimeter, see what they're reading. So we should have 73, that's fine. They're actually 47 ohms, but because of my multimeter's diode mode setting, it reads higher, but I know that 73 equals 47, so that's all that matters. Okay, that one's high, so this one right here needs swapping out. So a little bit of current maybe made its way down this one, but not excessive by the looks of it. Do you encounter conformal coating often? Not very often. Tends to be on, weirdly, Hyphonics had a whole bunch of amplifiers that were conformal coated. Some of the Alpines are, and anything that is marine grade, but yeah, not very often really. So I need a 47. That'll do, that one right there. What's going on, Sine Wave? Yo, yo, yo. What's good, bro? So I am not old enough yet for my eyes to be letting me down with the small stuff. I imagine eventually they will. But then maybe I'll just get laser eye surgery. Love that JBL vs Taramps video. Thanks, man. I'm quite proud of that video. I put a lot of work into that video. I'm glad you enjoy. That wasn't AB versus D, no. Both of those amps were Class D. It was just about amplifiers that are perceived to be better than others by people, and actually for subwoofer application it makes no bloody difference. Alright, let's power this up and see if we have decent gate drive on the power supply FET pads. See if the drivers have survived or not. Alright, so what are we cooking with? What we are cooking with? Okay, 1.3 amps, and that's because the output drive circuit comes to life even when the power supply isn't. So We have a 5.9 volts RMS on that one. 5.9, 5.9, yes, a yes, and a yes. So that all looks good. So far I'm not seeing any reason for the power supply FETs to have died. So it could have just been overcurrent, like the user was just, you know, trying to draw too much from the power supply. It's unlikely, but yeah, I don't know, a bit strange. Don't usually see just a dead power supply by itself with no other cause or anything. But nonetheless, we've got some new power supply MOSFETs in. MOSFETs. What shall we use? What shall we use? Ah, there we go. These will be alright. F1010E. I've also got some IRFB 7540. And I think that's it. Oh wait, what have we got here? We've got some IRFB 7437. So I've got a few choices here actually. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yo! If I can use these, that's great, because I've got exactly 6 of these left, so that gets rid of these. I think the original FETs in this are IRFB 40, IRF something 44Z. So these should be as good, if not at least way better. These are IRFB 7437. I'm pretty sure these are beefy. Oh yeah, these are chunky. These are somewhat overkill, in fact. Damn, these are strong. Okay, so I can fit those. A bit unnecessary, but I could. What other options did we have? We had RF1010E, PBF 84. So that's going to be still more powerful than the originals, I think. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm going to use the 1010s. Save the big chunky ones for something else. Oh, my guy, Proxy with a 10 US. Thank you very much, my friend. That's very generous of you. It's good to finally get to see it live. Unfortunately, I have to miss the rest of this live. I've got my own work to do. Well, good luck with your work, my friend. Thank you so much for jumping on, and thank you massively for your very kind generosity. I appreciate that, and I hope that your work this afternoon goes well. But yeah, take it easy, bro. Thank you very much. No, changing how powerful the power supply FETs are doesn't change how the amplifier behaves in any way. The power supply MOSFETs themselves are never the weakest link, the weakest the weakest point in the chain, really. So yeah, changing them isn't really going to do anything for the amp. No benefit. So what height do I need on these? Because we've got the case here, I'm going to have to trim these, I think. Although maybe not. No, it looks like they just about go in. So if I just go in and touch the metal, I can trim them afterwards. Okay, that's cool. We'll do that. Yeah, you definitely want your MOSFETs to go before your transformer does, but that's not how Crown have designed the XLS 2500. That's for sure. SineMover will tell you that. The transformer goes before the IGBTs do. No, so an overspec, so a MOSFET isn't doing anything by itself. It's just like you can put the biggest, most powerful MOSFETs in, and it's not going to change anything about how the amplifier behaves. As long as the drive circuit can drive the FETs, nothing's going to change about the amp. What I tend to find though is that if the power supply MOSFETs are not the weakest link, if they're not the thing that's preventing more power, the transformer never burns or fails. What happens is the transformer will saturate, which means that it essentially presents a short circuit to the MOSFETs. And then no matter how big the FETs are, no matter how strong the FETs are, if the FETs are presented with a short circuit, they're going to fail. So the power supply FETs can still fail first, but it won't be because the FETs were the weak point. It was because of the transformer saturated and presented the FETs with a short environment, which then killed the FETs. So it can be a bit difficult to tell sometimes what the actual cause was, but yeah. AF says, hey yo, I'm probably the only single female in this chat who has also taken apart several of my amps and sold them back to be put out there for more abuse. Nice, welcome to the stream. I've definitely caught myself in the past saying like, welcome ladies and gentlemen, and then kind of like thinking like, ladies? Nah, there wouldn't be any ladies here, but actually, you know what? We used to have Jessie. Jessie was the only kind of female viewer that I was super aware of that always used to comment and chime in. Haven't seen her for a while actually. Hope she's all right. But no, good on you. Awesome. It is satisfying stuff. Why do you think that repairing stuff is like, it sort of seems to be a bit male dominated in terms, like, you know, repairing stuff seems to be wildly more males into it than there are females into like repairing, not just electronics, but electronics specifically, but not just electronics. You tend to get a lot more men into fixing stuff than you do women, and why is that? Or is it just that women also do like fixing things, but they're just different things? and so and then they're things that aren't necessarily associated with like repair. And let's keep the comments nice, please. Let's keep the comments nice. Hark says chicks are interested in other things, for sure. But why is that? Like, what is it that causes there to be sort of like gender typical interests and hobbies and stuff? Do you think it's something to do with the gender itself, or do you think it's upbringing and like social reasons? Like 95% dudes, yeah? How's it going? Oh, welcome from Argentina, nice. I'm a medical doctor and I work till medicine at home, but if I would have been born a boy, I would totally been into engineering in a heartbeat. Cool. You do, but is that a biological thing? Like, is that just because women are into that sort of stuff, or is that sort of, does that come from society and upbringing? Like, if you took 10 males and 10 females out of society when they were born, and they were brought up in the exact same environment and stuff without seeing any of that, without seeing any other males or females being into specific things, do you think that they would still be into beauty in that way? I don't know. Mostly society. Yeah, I feel like it probably is mostly society as well. Unfortunately, some women don't have the drive to want to learn how things work, or even worse, they just have long fingernails and want to sit around. There's plenty of guys like that as well, though, to be fair. I don't think that's specifically a female thing. There's plenty of dudes that don't want to learn how things work and will happily just sit around doing dumb crap, doing blokey crap that is completely useless. Trust me, I get plenty of stalkers still, or creepy calls based off my webpage. Sheesh. Yeah. I suppose if you sort of stand out in any way in something that you're doing, then it's gonna draw more attention to you than it would otherwise. Like, you know, if like, well, I don't know, what's the equivalent? What's the equivalent if it was a man doing a very, very female kind of dominated career or something like that? It would be, he would kind of stand out and maybe get attention because of that. I have a friend who is dedicated to electronics repair, and I swear she has the counter packed up. I don't know quite what that means, the counter packed up, but is that a good thing? Usually it's because guys have streamers like you or Lewis Rossman or even Linus Tech Tips, and those are role models. Sadly, we just don't have many tech YouTubers streaming females. So that's another society thing then, isn't it? I think I just grew up on a ranch and had a garage full of tinkering stuff. So that's upbringing again, isn't it? So I think if you would it be the case if you just took a bunch of girls that were not into tech and fixing stuff, but if instead they were brought up in a different environment, maybe where they had access to just mess around with this kind of stuff, then they might actually develop interests in that. I imagine a lot of it is upbringing. My dad was an engineer and just rebuilt engines for the fun of it. So I wonder if I have kids in the future, and like if I have a girl or something like that, would she kind of think that what I'm doing is just boring like dad stuff and like weird complicated dad stuff, or would she like be interested in that? And I guess that would also maybe change depending on whether I introduced her to it, whether I showed her it, showed her how to fix stuff. Like if something of hers broke, rather than just buying a new one, being like, hey, no, we can fix this together. And maybe it will depend on what we do in that regard. Did you get a response from the PSU interviewer job? Oh, PSU reviewer job I mentioned to you. Yeah, I did actually. The wizard, the guy who I guess is in charge of that, actually wanted me to go ahead and do that. So I was actually chatting to him about it, and we were planning on getting that set up so that I could do the PSU reviews for them. But it's a bit weird. They seem a bit out of date. They only communicate via Skype. Skype is actually going away soon. So the last message was from me on the 7th of February to Wizard TPU, and I haven't heard anything from him since. So yeah, I don't know. Look at Zyla Fox in one video. She mentioned that on a rocket meet, it was assumed she was just a reporter influencer and not a rocket builder, just because she's a female. My daughter isn't interested in any of my shenanigans. Have you tried introducing it to her though, or is it just kind of something you do and she's just not interested in it? I can't imagine there being a ton of girls that are getting A's in college and physics. Well, I guess that in that case, look at the very well paid male hairstylist. That's true. You do get like high end hairstylists. You get a lot. You do get guys doing that. Yeah, for sure. My daughters are super interested in me fixing stuff. They try and help a lot, though only certain things, like trying to teach them about fixing cars. They just don't care one bit. So it depends on what it is. But they're into robotics and drones. Nice. To be fair, I'm not into repairing cars at all. I like fixing stuff. Obviously, you guys know I love fixing stuff, but I honestly couldn't care about fixing cars. I just find cars too like I want to sit down at my comfy bench with all the stuff around me and work on it in a nice comfy environment. With repairing cars, I don't like the mess. I don't like the cold being outside. Like, it's not warm in the UK here. Maybe I'd like it if I was in a warmer country and I had the space. But yeah, I just don't like the physicalness of repairing cars, and just the mess, I guess. Yeah, the only messy thing in electronics is thermal paste, and it annoys me, but I can deal with it. But all the rubbish that comes with fixing cars, that can stay with somebody else. I'm good. I'm good. Right, so we've put a bunch of new power supply FETs in, and not immediately, doesn't seem to be any reason for them to have failed. So now we're not on the heatsink. Now these amps are relatively high biased, and they really care a lot about the output transistors, output FETs here, which are I think 540s, yeah, IRF 540s. They really care about these being heat sinked. If you power it up off the heatsink for more than about 10 seconds, they go into thermal runaway. So we're just going to drop the heatsink back on and clamp the outputs to the heatsink so that they don't go into thermal runaway. Because now we fitted the power supply, we're going to have some rail voltage. Screwdriver sounds so good. Screwdriver ASMR. Is this JL considered a slash model? Yeah, I believe so. I don't really know, but I think the slash models are any of the ones that are like this with the slash. That's how I've always considered it. But years ago, a video of two girls learning to solder with a soldering iron went viral. It seems that one of them takes it from the tip. That's a photo, isn't it? No? Or is it a video? I've seen the photo, which is just a stock image. I don't think you've seen the floor of my inside of my lightning. It's covered with mini fuses. I had to troubleshoot and fix some problems that the mechanics created. Alright, do you have any further problems, my friend? Or did your power supply FETs just decide to give up the ghost randomly? This inductor is loose AF. I don't like how that looks and feels. I think we're going to drop some, I think we're going to drop some silicon adhesive on that. This isn't super critical, this inductor. I think it's just going to be on the output of the rectifiers here. Actually, I didn't check the rectifiers for shorts. They shouldn't be shorted, but that's one thing that could have killed the power supply. Right, so we got, yeah, that's obviously just the transformer. Yeah, that's fine, that's cap. That's cap. Ha! Well, I'll be blown! I'll be blown! We got a dead rectifier, it would appear. Which is a bit of a pain in the butt because I've just spent the last 5 minutes doing all of these up, so now I've got to undo these again, take the heatsink off. Yes, this thing does have power supply current sensing, aka these little inductors here on the transformer. All of the Slash series have power supply current sensing. I should have checked the rectifier first, shouldn't I? So it's this one on the end here. Not good. So why is the rectifier dead? Very rare to happen. SF1604GA with the whoop to the two outwards ones. Yeah, just one of the diodes inside failed. The one on the right hand side. Crazy, right. See you later, Seddon. Always a pleasure. Yeah, always a pleasure to have you here, my friend. Where's my tweezers gone, bro? Donde es mi tweezers? Right, get another set. Yeah, so the metal at the back it's not considered a pin in its own right. It's sometimes you'll see it marked as 3+ tab. So depending on what the website is you're looking at, you might be 3 pins, it might be 3+ tab, but it won't usually be 4 pins. Although some data sheets do list it as a 4th pin. So It could be. I have a Nemesis 35K with the red and blue light on. Yeah, so that's usually output section failure. The red and blue light usually means that there's no Class D switching present from memory. I haven't worked on one of those before though, so but that's usually what that means. Right, so we need a diode with the two things pointing outwards. So let's see what we got. I imagine a MUR 1620 of some sort will do fine. MUR 1620D with, oh no, that's a doubler. That is a doubler. That won't be too useful, although they're pretty rare to come across, doublers. What's these? That is another doubler. U1640G. Now that's a 400 volt part, a little bit overkill, but I can't remember which direction the diodes are in these ones. Let's have a look, see what the ESR says. Ah, damn it, they're pointing inwards. Right, so G is pointing inwards. 40G, 40G, 1640. See what that one is. I might have ran out, so I might have to grab one from a donor board. That's inwards as well. Right, they're all inwards. Annoying. What do we have down here? Any rectifiers on this? 1640S3. I think that's what I need. They're bloody pointing inwards as well, aren't they? So it would appear, guys, that whenever a rectifier fails, it always seems to be common. Oh, which one is anode and which one's cathode? I can't ever remember. Right, so it seems that whenever a rectifier fails, it's always the common anode part that fails, because I don't have any common anodes. All the rectifiers that I have in stock are all common cathode. So that means that I've used up all my common anodes. Oh, yo, we got the red and green this time, guys. The red and green camera effect. Last time we had the purple and blue, I think. Today we got the red and green camera glitch. You love to see it. It's kind of wacky, isn't it? There we go. That's the one I need. There we go. We can either roll with it, or I can just unplug and reseat the HDMI, which will fix it. Right, that should be all the issues then. So yeah, the problem was shorted rectifier that killed the power supply. This is just a cheap thermal camera, yeah. The budget thermal imager. Right, let's fix this camera. Right. There we go. So that should be it then. Let's give this a cheeky little power up and see what we got. So we saw all of the LEDs come on the drive circuit already, so that should be fine. Let's see if we build rail voltage and go from there, I guess. It would help if I had the remote connected. Rail voltage do be getting built. And there we are, 2.67, 2.7 amps idle. Looking good. Rectifier's doing their job. Yeah, mint. Looking good. I shall of course check for audio on all 4 channels, so let's do that next. The switches on the front of these can go a bit dodgy over time. I think this one's been sat for a while, so let's go front section input. Let's just change all the settings first, turn the gain down and stuff. So gain down, input low, filter mode off on that one. We are in 2-channel mode, that's fine, that suits me. So left channel, let's have a look and see if we got audio. Cool, okay, that looks good. So we got audio on the rear left and rear right. I'm just going to play with the toggle switches a little bit, just to make sure that they are... See, that one's cutting out a little bit, that one there, that high pass filter switch. So just play with that a little bit. There we go. And the same for the rear channel. Let's just check that one. Rear speaker outputs, rear left. Huh. Oh, I'm in 4-channel mode now. Okay, there we go. Okay, that seems alright. Let's go over to the right channels. Front right. Looking good. And rear right. Yeah, looking good. Excellent. That's all doing alright. Muy bien. That is fixed. Yeah, it's pretty highly biased. These they can run a bit toasty if you're pushing them hard. Now, let me just tell you a part that I really need to find, right? So, I took on a repair of an old Pioneer hi-fi receiver, something like an AZ470, or what was it? Yeah, something like an AZ470, something like that. And it uses an 87M56. This is a voltage regulator. So this is like an LM7805 or something like that, but it's a 5.6 volt regulator, 78M56A, and I cannot for the life of me find this anywhere other than very expensive on eBay or AliExpress or something. So I'm not sure how fussy the circuit is going to be that it's exactly 5.6 volts. Like, why wouldn't they not just use a 5 volt regulator? But for some, there must be a reason why they went for 5.6 exactly. So that's that. Can't find any modern 5.6 volt regulators. Can find some surface mount 5.5 volt regulators, but not a 5.6. Could use an adjustable regulator and sort of wire that in myself, but you know, I don't really fancy doing that. I have a legit question about electronics. I have a Sony Blu-ray 5.1 house system that I finally hid the wires in the wall. Nice. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and find some solution for that. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, my man? Richard says, I have two new DefBonce amps with DC offset, minus 53 to 68 on the speaker output. Is this a problem? So all of those full bridge mono amplifiers will have DC, not DC offset. You're using that word wrong. DC offset would mean that there is DC measured across the speaker terminals themselves, which there isn't. If you measure with a multimeter across the speaker terminals, there's 0 volts. What you mean is that there's voltage on the speaker terminals referenced to main ground. And it's not, I don't think, no, that's not a, it can be a problem when using the power meters and stuff like that. If the power meter has a separate sense wire and it has a common ground with the sense and the power, then yes, that will be a problem. You'd need to use some kind of power meter that has its own sense and sense ground, so that it can have a floating sense ground compared to main ground. There's an amplifier that plugs in for rear surrounds. It will not work. So I think the wireless thing inside of the head unit is just not sending a signal. Okay. I'm guessing your camera screen must be going out. The dull phone screen I have. The dull screen phone I have glitches out towards yellow or green sometimes. So the camera here is plugged in via HDMI, and it messes up the colors sometimes when I unplug or plug in some other USB device. So it's going to be some sort of glitch or spike on one of the signal grounds or something that causes that. Yeah, it looks alright just now. I said dual screen to voice to text. I had a really hilarious voice to text fail the other day. I can't remember what I was trying to say, but whatever I said, it heard me say Adolf Hitler. So I almost sent a message with that at the start. I can't remember what I was trying to say, but I thought that was quite funny. There's some 78M56 listed on eBay. There is, but they're like £8 or £6 or something, which is a hefty price, and it's also from eBay, so you don't know whether it's genuine or not. But I might just have to bite the bullet and grab one from eBay. Okay, cool. This is all good to go now. So, spray some isopropyl. Get this cleaned up a little bit. Get rid of the thermal paste off. Okay. So, what's it going to be next? What can we have a look at next? Satria, how's it going? You just missed a JL Audio 300/4 with a blown power supply section and dead rectifier. What we got? Why don't I just get this on the bench? This is a mains amp from a family member. Let's just have a quick look at this. top right, this is the camera that's pointed at my multimeter. Okay, so yeah, this is what you can see in shot on the other one. So what do we have here? This is a Teac, big ass amp, home amp thing. This is from a family member, so it's not really a customer repair as such. They just said, can I have a look at it? I can't remember what the issue was. I think the issue of this might just be dodgy switches and stuff. So we should plug it in and see what it does. Input selector. This might be bad. Right, plug that in, power on. Okay, we have, oh, standby on. Okay, so now I'll go power. Oh wait, no, that needs to go on, and then I have to go that one. Okay, here we go, now we're powered up. Tuner. Okay, so the input selector works. Okay, source direct, that works. Muting. Alright, let's plug some, what should we do? Should we plug a speaker in? Or something, I don't know. And it came with, in the bag, it came with electrical contact cleaner spray. Okay, as you do. Maybe it's because I said the contacts were bad. Alright, let's see what this is doing. And we need an RCA as well plugged in. Could do with a pair of RCAs plugged in really, but let's just go with one for now. Let's just do CD, shall we? Do CD on the white, which should be left. Okay, go over to CD. Speakers A. Okay, a little bit crackly on the balance. I'm trying to avoid taking this apart to clean the switches. Yeah, it's crackly, isn't it? The bass knob's crackly. But it does get better the more you move it. These are some very dusty Dayton Neo mids, actually. They could do with a bit of a clean-up. Yeah, the surrounds are still a little bit dirty, but it's fine. Okay, that's digital, so that's fine. The volume knob isn't. I heard a little bit of crackling there, and I think it was the relay for the AB speakers. Yeah, so every now and then I get a bit of crackling. It goes away if I re-engage the relay. So if I just do this a few times, that might clean the relay contact up, perhaps. Yeah, so there's a lot of crackling that comes through, and if I disengage and re-engage the speakers relay, then it kind of sorts itself out. All right, it's got. Sorry about that. I just unplugged my camera by mistake. It's got better the more that I have fiddled with the these A/B speakers switch. Come on, camera coming back? Yes or no? One sec. There we go. So yeah, it's got better. The more that I fiddled with that switch, it's got better. So I'm just going to try the other channel. This one's pretty bad. This one's really bad. Yeah, so I think what's going on here is that the relays inside for A/B speaker switching the contacts have gone bad. That's what it definitely feels like. So I'm just going to see if I can pop the case off and see if I can get into the relays, because I might be able to take the relays apart and then clean up the contacts. So that's definitely what it sort of sounds like and feels like. There, I get the crackling and the cutting in and out, which goes away when I disengage and re-engage the relay. So that definitely suggests to me that the relays are the issue here. So let's pop the top off and have a look. Cheers for joining us, Greg. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So, where are the relays for engaging and disengaging the speaker terminals? Right. It looks like they might be at the back. We've got some relays down at the bottom there. Actually, there's a whole bunch of relays all over the place. AC outlet switch. So it's not that relay up there. So the only other relays on the board are the ones underneath that. So I'll probably have to remove this top assembly to get to them. How many watts per channel? No idea. Haven't got a clue. The consumption of this though is 300 watts. This is a Teac model AR610, an AR610. So you can have a look. Let me know what it apparently makes power-wise. I haven't got the clue. Are you now getting into mains repairs? No, this is a family member's thing, so I said I'd have a look at it, but I don't really want to be getting into mains repairs. But I did say I would have a look at this one just because it was family. All right, so we have some pine needles from Christmas, nice. But we have 4 relays down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be nice if I could pop the tops off of these relays, wouldn't it? That would be bloody lovely, because then I wouldn't have to take the whole PCB out, but I doubt that's going to be particularly easy. Is there any access to the soldered joints from the bottom anywhere by any chance? No, it doesn't look like it, does it really? Nope. So in order to change those, it's going to have to be a board out. Or do I just chop the tops off the relays? That's really janky, but this is a Teac AR610. It is tempting just to cut the tops off, isn't it? That's very tempting. Yeah, how easily would it be to just cut the tops of these relays? "90 watts per channel into 8 ohms according to Google." Cool, that's not too bad, that's pretty stout. going on, Joseph? If someone had the wires for the fade and the balance crisscrossed in the wrong place, could that fry internal components? For the fade and balance, don't think so. It's all going to be signal level stuff, just signals going in the wrong places. There shouldn't really be any like auxiliary voltages going to ground or anything, or into signal paths in that circuit, I wouldn't have thought. 13B has a good idea. Drill a hole and fill them with contact cleaner. Yeah, that's not a bad idea actually. Where the problem is though is I don't know exactly what part of the relay the contact is, which side it's on, whether it's on this side or this side. I could maybe look up a data sheet of this relay, which is an SDT S112. Alright, let's bring up Google and have a look. SDT. Look at the suggestions. That's hilarious. Dash. Isn't that wrong anyway? Oh no, I've spelt it wrong. That's why. SDT. That's it. SDT dash. Ah, here we go. S112. DMR is the one that I've got. DMR. So it looks like the coil is going to be above the marking there. So the contact should be on the left hand side from how I'm looking at it. Yeah, it looks like the contact should be on the left hand side. Is it the same type as the single relay on the board you removed? Right, so the problem is I can't desolder it. So to desolder the relay, I'd have to take the entire thing out, and that's going to be a massive palaver, because it always is with these home amps. It's just like a million screws and bloody wires to plug in, disconnect. It's just a bit of a headache. So this is just like a quick fix for a family member. So if I can get away with just popping the top off of these relays and cleaning the contact that way, that would be lovely. Because I don't want to be spending hours on this. Let's just drill a little hole here on this one, and let's just see what we find. I might start off with a smaller hole and then gradually work up to a big hole. Okay, there we go. I think we hit the jackpot. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but I see a contact in there. Right, let me just plug this back in. I think we're safe to plug in. We've got this daughter board thingy here, which is for a switched mains output thingy. Don't need that. Let's just get, because that will have 240 volts on it, so let's just not touch that. So now I'm just looking inside this relay here, and I just want to see whether the contacts switch when I press the button, because if they do, then that's excellent, because that's exactly the kind of area that I need to be in. So let's plug this in. Power on. Okay, yep. Okay, we've got no power. Why do we have no power? Why do I have no power? It's because I disconnected this. That's why. Right, so this does need to be somewhat somewhere. Right, that can go in there. Right, now stay out of the way, don't touch or short on anything, alright? Because I could do without that today. There we go. Right. There we go. So, okay, now we're powered up. Excellent. So let's have a look inside this relay. Damn it, I can't see anything moving in there. That's a pain. Okay, these are definitely the relays, but the hole I drilled doesn't seem to be over anywhere that's important for what I'm doing. Right. So let's drill another hole a little bit further along and work our way along. I just want to be able to see the contacts, you know. Let's drill in the middle. Now the drill bit isn't dull, it's just that I was drilling very slowly. I wasn't putting barely any pressure on it at all because I didn't want to like suddenly go down and like kill whatever's inside. I still can't really see anything in there, but I do have obviously holes in there now, so what I can do is spray some electrical contact cleaner in here, absolutely fill this bugger up. And I'm assuming that this is not conductive. And then just engage and disengage the relays a bunch of times. Yeah, we can burn a hole with a soldering iron. I just don't like doing that because it ruins my tips and it releases lots of harmful fumes into the workshop. Speaker relay not engaging sounds like a problem with the output transistors. So Harold, you've come into this repair stream a little bit late. There's no problem with the amplifier. The relay contacts are bad and it's causing there to be crackling and cutting out. So yeah, this is a known problem on amplifiers of this age. The actual amplifier itself is perfectly fine. Alright, let's see whether we still have any crackling. when the speakers are connected with a bit of sine waves. See whether that has solved that. So the biggest, I think the worst one was on, it was one channel was a lot worse than the other. It was the right hand channel that was a lot worse. So if I plug the RCA into the right channel, for CD, which is just here, CD right hand channel. Okay. Still bad, as you can hear. Comes and goes with the relay. So it's fine there. Disengage, re-engage. Bad. Disengage, re-engage. Disengage, re-engage. Now it's bad. So, okay. What I should do is I should use the oscilloscope to see whether that noise is present before the relay. See whether it's the same before and after, because obviously that will tell us a bit more about where the noise is coming from. So if I connect my scope now, hopefully, if I just turn the mains off for a minute, turn that off. I'm hoping that the case ground is the same as speaker negative. That would help a lot. Yep, it is case ground, same as speaker negative, so I can just connect my big ass ground probe to the case. Excellent stuff. That's what we like. Shove that over there. Right, now let's grab the oscilloscope. Let's have a look at the waveform, the audio waveform before and after the relay. So let's first of all go after the relay just to identify what it looks like when it's making that noise on the scope. Oh, big pop from the speakers when it comes on, which is strange, especially considering we haven't even got the relay connected. Right, there we go. So you can see it's proper crackly on the scope. Right, let's find which transistor that is that's got that audio on it. Maybe let's try here. No, here, here, here. Nope. Okay, here we go. So this is before the relay for sure. So if we see the noise on this waveform, then we know it's not the relay. Okay, there's no noise there at all on this waveform. So it's definitely the relays. It's absolutely the relays, because probing that waveform there before the relays doesn't show the noise on it at all. So yeah, it's the relays. So we can continue then, I guess, now with either taking the tops off and trying to clean the contacts, or I just bite the bullet and dismantle this whole board from the case here and just change the relays for new. I think that would be best. It'd be nice to have new relays in there, wouldn't it? So yeah, maybe seeing as we're going to change the relays anyway, or at least do something with the relays, maybe we can just try and cut the tops off fully so we can have a look at the relays, what's in there. Now I've got a hole in there, I should just be able to use my pliers just to kind of cut away. I could have done that anyway. It's very brittle plastic, so ain't no thing. Yeah, the new relays would definitely be more permanent fix. This is just a repair for a family member, so I'm not going to get paid for this. So if I can fix it without having to take the whole bloody thing out the case and, you know, spend a lot of time doing it, then I would like to. But if it needs to come out, then so be it. There's a lot of like random plastic crap in here. I've got a feeling that the plastic might actually be forming part of the relay itself. So is that one of the relay contacts itself here? Yeah, this needs some new relays. I'm just gonna, it's like, yeah, it's looking pretty bad in there, so I'm just gonna change the relays. The original fault was just that it was making a bunch of crackling noises, and yeah, the fault is that the relays are bad. Their contacts in the relays are bad, so gonna drop some new relays in there, and that should solve it. But yeah, guys, been a nice little stream this afternoon, done a couple hours. I think we'll leave it there for today. Thanks for keeping me company in the workshop, and yeah, it's good. Did a nice little jail audio fix. Sunday roast? Nah, well, maybe. We'll see. What happened with TikTok? Nothing happened with TikTok. I just haven't made any videos on TikTok in a little while. It's time consuming, and TikTok doesn't really make much money. But yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. I'll catch you next week for another live stream. See you later.